Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes. We are back inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. And I am your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? Yes, I am excited about today. First of all, I'm excited to be back in the building. Man, it's been a minute. I feel like it's been like 4 weeks, even though we was here the week before last. But, hey, we got a great show today. But before we get to the show, you know I got to talk about my guys. I have my engineer who held us down, who always hold us down. And that's my guy, G. And of course, we got the intellectual. And before they even say something, I'm going to do a proper announcement. I'm just glad to be back with them, man, and be back with you all listening. I have G. What's up, G? You gotta say yo, man. I had to wait till the music stopped so we can get the proper introduction.
Yo.
There we go. Feels like home now. Of course, I got my road dog, partner in crime, the intellectual. What up, man?
What up?
How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good. Can't complain. How you feeling today, brother?
I can complain, but I'm not.
Right,
not that it's nothing to complain about, but, you know, I can complain.
Gonna listen.
Ain't nobody going to listen. I ain't worried about that. It's nothing to, like you said, it's nothing to complain about, man, because we got Wilder and Fury tonight, dog.
Yes, sir.
This is the most anticipated fight in a long time.
Yes, sir.
People want to bring up the Mayweather, Pacquiao, but them jokers was old. They were out their prime.
Yeah, they think didn't they come to the ring on walkers?
Something like that. They weren't that young. Pacquiao was smiling. He was happy. Joker smiling like he about to give his Easter speech or something.
Floyd was ready to get to the bag.
Right. But see, we got fighters now that want to get at it. You know what I'm saying? Get to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm excited, man. But we have. Oh, go ahead. What you gonna say?
To the point where they couldn't even face off.
Here you go.
What you mean? As far as
last night.
Oh, at the weigh-in.
Yeah, they could not face off.
You know, they just get in each other's face for a few seconds.
Yeah,
People take pictures and everything after the weigh-in.
Mm-hmm.
Do this. They couldn't.
Yeah, they
do
couldn't
that.
even do that.
Security was right there. They had to be like.
So, those are my people. I like boxing. I'm gonna be real. The press conference when they weighed in, that looked fake. And it looked like they were trying to build.
Are you talking about the one where they start pushing and
Yeah.
stuff? But it always happens. But what boxing is trying to do now, they saying we're a major league sport. We're not having none of that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But even with the pushing, and it might have been real, but it didn't look genuine. And what I mean by that is they want to get at each other's throats, no doubt.
Right.
And that's the crazy thing about boxing, and we're going to get to the show, but crazy thing about boxing is it's like football. Football, you know how when the offensive lineman and defensive lineman, they get in a pushing match, shoving, holding each other's face masks and all of that, they got to break it up. After they talking mess, break it up, then the next play, they go at it like nothing happened. It's just like, with boxing, they do all of that, talk mess, fight, and then after the fight, yo, man, I love you, man. And I love that because it's within the sport. Right. Maybe it's not fake. It's just within the, you know what I'm saying?
No, maybe they don't really like each other.
But after the fight, they were, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just think you got to get in that mode.
You definitely got to get.
You have to.
First off, you in there trying to destroy.
Yeah. Why you want to be cool?
Right. I can't be cool with you now, fam. I can't be cool with you.
Right.
I'm literally trying to knock your head off.
Right.
Unless you really get hurt, then
right.
I'm like, oh my bad.
Yep. But no, man, we have a great show ahead of you, man. We first off, of course, we're going to talk about the Wilder Fury fight. We're going to have Deontay Wilder on here. We're going to have the interview. We're going to be able to interview him, talk about the fight and some other stuff. And then we got Damian Adams from The Real Deal with Damian Adams, also the 3-point conversion reporter. He's going to be here talking about this fight, going to break it down for us. Also, we have, this thing going on with the Houston Astros. I don't think people really understand what's going on. We're going to break this down for you because this is getting serious. Like, I don't think we've dealt with any scandal like this one.
No, we haven't.
To where other teams are going after them, and we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Steroids didn't even compare.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Also, we got to talk about the young Atlanta Hawks comeback. They had a big win, but they've been playing well before the break. And just some questions. Is this a time where they're about to turn it around? You know, does Trey now, can we say he's elite? You know, he made an all-star. Did he come back with a 50-point game? So many questions. Also, we got the XFL. I want to know who's been watching the XFL. And if you've been watching, what are your thoughts? I know we have our thoughts. We'll open up the phone lines for that. But it's been something, you know? It's been something, I can say that. Also, back to the NBA. Hey, man, we have to talk about these Milwaukee Bucks. Like, is it anyone else in the East? Is it a team that can beat them or even come close to beating them? And then, talking about the East, the 76ers, I know you've been saying this for a while. Should they split Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons? Can they play together?
I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And then we have Dr. Follow with Ask a Doc, who has some big injuries to talk about. And then, of course, we have Stop It, Quick Hits, What's on Our Mind. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Let your family and friends know they can listen to the show live on 1100 AM WWE, The Real, locally. Also, we are on the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page. We're live. What's up? What's up? Then we're on iHeartRadio, Radio Now, TuneIn Radio. So make sure y'all check us out. And it is time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. All right, so, man, we've been talking about this already. So the NFL Players Association, NFLPA, intends to hold a vote of its full body of players on a proposed collective bargaining agreement next week. The vote is still expected despite NFLPA's statement saying its board of representatives has declined to vote on a recommendation in the hopes of further meetings with NFL management. The NFLPA's Executive Council voted 6-5 not to recommend the proposals. Key terms that have been discussed include adding a 17th regular season game, elimination of any game suspensions strictly for positive marijuana tests, and expansion of the playoffs to 7 teams per conference. Your thoughts, sir?
I mean, it's, the game suspension strictly for marijuana tests, that's kind of big. Especially and the expansion of the playoff team, we talked about that a little bit last night. I like that. It's been a lot of 10-6 teams. I think one year we had maybe an 11-5 team that didn't make it to the playoffs or something.
It's happened a couple times.
Yeah, if you should probably get to the, you know what I'm saying? You should definitely get to the playoffs. And I think it should be one team that should have a bye.
Right.
One team that should have a bye. Not necessarily 2 teams. Another key thing that's in there is the players will get more money. Minimum salaries will be better. It will go up, I think, 20% in the first year, and then so much every other year. And old players will get benefits. So I think there are some good points, but that's definitely some key points that the players really don't want. And I think that's
the key one is they don't want that. They don't want that 17th game.
Yeah, that's
because they
don't want that 17th game, and it'll be some teams that will have 9 home games, and then some that won't. Or are you going to play at a neutral site?
Right. That actually was going to be my stop it, but I'm not going to use it now. But that, dude, you know what I mean? Come on, no, we don't want to play 17 games.
And the owner, and this is what happens: the owner trying to give concession on okay, we'll give you this, but can we have that 17th game?
No.
Right.
We won't test you for marijuana. Can we get that 17th game?
And we talked about it a little bit last night. They don't even play preseason games, right? Like, are you trying to add the 17 game? No. Like, these dudes play hard, man.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Moving on, LeBron James Media Company, Uninterrupted, is being sued by Game Plan Incorporation. It's a youth development nonprofit for use of the phrase "more than an athlete." Game Plan says it applied to trademark the phrase "I am more than an athlete" in June 16th and first used on its T-shirts at a Washington Wizards game on October 8, 2017. Remember when LeBron went through that situation where the ladies like shut up and dribble and LeBron was saying, we're more than an athlete. So, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, if it's trademarks get very particular, right? So I guess we'll see whether or not him saying more than an athlete is a big deal as opposed to saying I am more than an athlete. I mean, if it was trademarked by the time you start using it, but is he? In which way is he? He says it, right?
Right. I mean, that's the term they use. Is it? Because what's a youth development nonprofit?
Right. They use the phrase "I am more than an athlete."
Yeah. So when LeBron is using it, is it in his show
as a slogan for his company?
Right.
No, they might win that.
But I got to check on that because if they're saying I am more than an athlete, he has more than an athlete.
That's what I'm saying. Like, trademarks can get, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It has to go to court, and you know what I mean? The judge going to be like, are they different? Is it different, or whatever the case may be?
Right. So we'll see.
I mean, it's like with Taco Tuesdays. He couldn't trademark Taco Tuesdays.
I mean, but that's been trademarked already, right? He tried to use that same, but I guess they said let's go after LeBron. Moving on. The Los Angeles Lakers intend to waive DeMarcus Cousins to clear a roster spot for Markieff Morris. If he clears waivers, Cousins has not played this season after tearing his ACL during offseason workouts. Morris agreed to a buyout with the Detroit Pistons after he appeared in 44 games, averaging 11 points and 3.9 rebounds. So I guess it's saying, hey, if we can't get this one, let's get the other one.
Yeah, I mean, after he agreed, I kind of expected there would have to be some type of move. Of course, Vogel said, I don't comment on reports because, they don't do it until it's actually done.
Right.
It's going to be tough for DeMarcus. Hopefully he can come back this season. He'll get picked up, and play some type of ball. If not, somebody may give him a chance next year. But imagine the Morris twins back together, right? Like they already said, we're going to be living together.
Right. Like, crazy. In L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's dope.
Interesting enough that the Lakers played last night. Boogie was at the game. Like, he was sitting on the sideline.
Because he was already there. He had already said, I'm be at the Staples Center all the time. Like, I think that's real dope.
It's crazy. Moving on. The family of late Penn State football coach Joe Paterno have dropped all outstanding legal claims, and the university will cover certain expenses incurred by the family. The Paterno family and members of the Penn State community filed a lawsuit in May 2013 in an effort to get NCAA's severe sanctions against the universities overturned. Paterno was fired as coach following the 2011 arrest of former assistant coach Jerry Sandusky on child molestation charges. A settlement was reached in 2015 that restored Paterno's and Penn State's 111 victories and restored their scholarships. So, he's the only one. I think he has 409 wins. So,
yeah. I wanted to not say dude's name.
Oh, yeah.
But it was already in it. I didn't want to interrupt you. But, I mean, that's good for Paterno. You know how he was impactful with Penn State. They say he didn't really know. So, I mean, that's touchy.
Yeah, it's touchy.
I'm glad it's over.
Right. Yeah. Beginning this season, some NFL stadiums will be allowed to have betting lounges, and teams may accept sponsorships from sportsbook operators. Retail sportsbooks are still prohibited at NFL stadiums, and there will not be any physical betting windows. However, stadiums in jurisdictions with legal sports gambling may offer betting lounges and mobile betting options.
I mean, you see what's happening. People getting to the money, man. That's what it's about. Getting to this money, and they want every piece of the pie.
Well, that's what the NFL is about. I mean, that's is that the problem though? Is that it's
always about money.
Always about money for them. You know. So I mean, we'll see how that goes. You know, I just hope with betting, man. You know how it is, violence and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You got liquor there. And, And players are trying to get money from that. That's with the new CBA, where they're trying to benefit from that.
They should, because the NFL benefit.
Yeah.
Anything y'all benefit from, we want some.
Right. And last but not least, former Yankee star Alex Rodriguez has emerged as a potential buyer for the New York Mets. The Wilpon family is looking to sell the team after owning the Mets since 2002. They recently had an agreement in place to sell the team to hedge fund investor Steve Cohen, while remaining in control of the club for another 5 years, but that deal fell apart. So now they are reportedly willing to sell the team without any such restrictions. The team is valued at $2.3 billion of them things.
I think that's bogus. Because Steve Cohen was ready to buy the team, and now you want to say you don't want the restrictions. You don't want to stay in there for the 5 years. And then we say that after the 5 years, they still wanted to, have some say-so or something like that.
Well, he would have he would have had a kind of a minority. Well, he would have had a majority stake in the team, but he wouldn't be making any decisions for 5 years. And that's been the standard as far as buying a baseball team. He thought that once he bought the team, he's in charge.
I think you should.
And anyone would think that. Look, I just paid $2 billion plus.
I'm saying what's going on in here. Nobody else.
But he wanted to change it, but he had already signed kind of the first part of the deal that kind of locked him into that.
And that's why they're saying that he's probably not going to own a team.
Right.
Yeah. So he's not going to own a team. No.
Well, all right. There are your quick hits. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with a hot topic. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning. This is Greg Hurd with your news break. Georgia Tech men's basketball will be on the road today versus Syracuse, looking for their third straight win. The Yellow Jackets previously knocked off number 5 Louisville at home and Wake Forest on the road. Georgia State will be on the road today in San Marcos versus Texas State. The teams are tied for second place in the Sun Belt Conference standings, a game and a half behind Little Rock. The Atlanta Hawks will be in action tonight versus the Dallas Mavericks. Trae Young is coming off his first career 50-point game in a win over the Miami Heat on Thursday. The Mavs won the first matchup against the Hawks 123-100 on February 1st. So please stay with us and keep following us at the3pointconversion.com for all your major sports news and updates, and also on our social media. It's where fans' opinions matter.
Hey folks, Handsome Josh is here to reveal some big news to all the AM 1100 listeners.
I have an app.
That's right, you can now check out all your favorite programs right here on The Real with the Real 1100 app. Whether it's sports, entertainment, or lifestyle, the Real 1100 definitely has you covered.
So why don't you just tell me how much it's going to cost me?
And here's the best part. It's available in your Google Play or Apple App Store, and it's free to download.
Actually, you can count me in on this one.
So download the Real 1100 app today and stay in tune with The Real.
What's up, everybody? It's Adam Richmond, and you are listening to 3 Point Conversion, because you clearly have excellent taste.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the hot topic.
Yes, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And of course, I always got to give a shout out to my guy, Wayne Chambers, aka Simha the Barber. Make sure y'all check him out on Instagram at Simha the Barber. That's SIMHATHEBARBER. Shout out to all my guys, man. Hey, shout out to Frank. Frank, what's up, Frank? Support me, man, on the Instagram. So supporting the show and everything, making it. Dude felt like he's famous, so I appreciate that, Frank. All right, so let's get to this. We talked about earlier. I was saying what we were going to talk about earlier, and this situation with the Houston Astros. And it's funny because baseball's just starting up anyway. And, we usually give it time, let spring training happen for 2 weeks or whatever. But this is crazy because this is still affecting Major League Baseball. If y'all don't know, the Houston Astros were penalized because of technology that was stealing signs, and which helped them to, some people say it helped them to win it. Let's be real. It helped them to win the World Series. It had to because they was who were they rocking? What pitcher?
Kershaw,
Darvish.
Wasn't that Darvish year that year? Yeah,
yep.
It was like they were rocking some pitchers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And now, so they fired the managers. They and the GM. So you would think, okay, that's good enough. But nah, players are upset. Players are speaking out now about the situation. Also, just with the simple fact that these players are getting death threats now. And you can't take that lightly. Like, bruh, how much is this going to spill into the season? Like, how is it going to affect the season now?
It's gonna really, well, it's already affected the season since though 3 coaches got fired? 2?
Yep.
2 coaches definitely, and maybe it was 3, but coaches have definitely got fired. Not only that, look at how many pitchers are mad, look how many players are mad. So with that, what comes after that? Beaning.
Yep.
Beaning. Now I'm not gonna try to throw it at your head, but dude, you getting some of this. You know what I'm saying? And how can you, right? Like how can you police that?
Right.
Can you say if you hit a Astro, you're going to automatically get suspended? Well, what if I hit him on accident?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to suspend me this many games or do this because of this? Well, you don't know if I really hit him like that for that. You feel me? So it's definitely going to spill into the regular season, and people mad, man.
Like, it's been a lot of players up there really, like, speaking out, like, yeah, they should have suspended the players. And see, when you, like you said, when you saying stuff like that, things like that, they should have suspended the players. The former, who was it that said Altuve should have been suspended? It was like a former Astro, I think. I can't remember who said it. But he put out Altuve should be suspended. This guy should be suspended.
See, people. I think some people don't know why the MLB didn't suspend the players. So here's the reason why. The Astros upper management didn't tell the players about the memo that came out about using video equipment or any type of extras for sign stealing. That's why Manfred gave them what's the word I'm looking for? Where you don't get in trouble. Immunity. That's why he gave them immunity, because it wasn't relayed from the head down to the players that you couldn't do this. So in his mind, he's like, because they didn't know, they shouldn't be in trouble for it. However, in my mind, cheating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cheating. We can go back to steroids on that. Steroids weren't banned at the time. So do you not get in trouble for it? Mm-hmm. Do you not go to the hall for it? So if you're going to take it that far, what happens to that season? Right. Didn't Altuve win MVP that year?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? What happens that season?
I mean, as some people like to say, throw the whole season away. But I've been telling you, like, the counting stats on all this matters. I think we've never had a situation where a championship that was won was then vacated on the professional level. Right. We've seen it in college sports all the time. but we've never seen it on the professional level where you're going to take a championship away. And I think that would be difficult to sell to the public and to sell to that particular team that's being punished. I think that the best thing that players can do, like if they like to police themselves and, all these Brian McCann keeper of the game types, to where if you do something, you might get hit the next time up. That's what baseball justice has been. And that's the most that's the most that you can do. I mean, you want stuff to be taken away, but I just don't think that's going to happen on professional level, because then it's going to impact so many other things that aren't being considered. Like if someone won money, do they have to get that money back now?
Right, because if you won for the World Series and now Houston didn't win the World Series, like what happened?
You got to get that money back.
And Houston would have gotten money for winning the World Series.
And here's the thing, also, like the Dodgers say, like, oh, we should have that championship or we should have 2 championships. You're not getting that championship.
No, you're not getting that.
Vacated,
you're not getting
if they
it.
take it, it's no winner.
It's just gone.
No
and see,
winner.
and I can understand. Well, no, I can understand everybody, because you would think, okay, the Dodgers upset because they had a chance to win, but no, the whole major league is upset. And then, like you said, if it's going to be Beanie, not only that, I mean, shoot, it's almost going to go back to the days. Like, some of these players about to understand how Jackie Robinson felt.
You better believe it.
Because now...
And not just from the Beaning, right?
No,
like
I'm just saying, I'm talking about fans sliding.
Sliding with spikes up.
Yep.
You're right, but they won't never feel like Jackie Robinson feel. But I know what you're saying.
No, I'm saying they're going to understand.
They're going to understand like how they're going to feel it some. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Yeah, because the target's going to be on them.
So I read this article yesterday about LaCroix. Used to be a catcher for the Brewers, a few places, right? When he played for Oakland, he said he told Major League Baseball. Yeah, that
told
year
about
before.
Houston?
Yeah, told him about Houston. He said because what he did that year against them, he changed every pitch. He had to do a sophisticated sign. He said it got so bad where his pitchers was up there longer because he's trying to make sure that they don't catch the like he'd come in and go look towards the bullpen when he gets to catch and make sure nobody is out there with binoculars. Like, it was that bad. And now this falls on Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it does. Like, how can you let this happen? Why? And what you did, you still didn't fix it because so the penalty is you fire the managers and the GM. Okay, but you look up, they still got that banner.
Yeah.
They still got, you look it up on Google, they still got that ring.
And even with that, right, like Beltran, he was a player at the time. The player's supposed to get immunity, right? Like, the players got immunity.
Well, but MLB didn't fire him, though.
I'm saying, but the team fired him. He still got some type of suspension.
He got fired before he even started the job.
Right, like he got something based off of him cheating.
No, I agree. But that thing is, well, we just decided to go a different route because,
No, it's not.
But
we fired you because you cheated.
But also look at it. It's the same approach as with the steroids, right? To where, okay, we found out what players may have been using steroids, but they weren't punished. It's just the Major League Baseball put together a policy to keep this from happening.
Right.
So if McGuire and Clemens and Bonds and them, if they were taking this stuff, they weren't punished as far as if they were still playing at the time. They weren't punished as far as like, you suspended now because you took steroids in 1998.
But
so I got a question.
It's the same thing with the players now. Okay, we're not going to do anything to these players now, but we have to do something.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we were just kind of talking about something like that, right? So people forget that A-Rod took steroids. Like, we sit here talking about him buying the team, right?
He admitted it.
And admitted it. I think that's why he's able to clean it up. Right now, he's living his great life. He's on ESPN as a baseball analyst.
Right?
He's about to buy a team.
Yeah.
He's with and we forget that he took. And think about this. He took it after the Barry Bonds and the Roger Clemens and the Marcus Myers.
He should be
like
he
should be worse
right.
because of knowing. You know what I mean? And it's just like Oh, we forgot.
So what about this then? If that's the case, what you just said, Bonzem it was after the fact. That's when they felt the heat. So do Altuve get to the Hall of Fame? Do any of those players? Do Beltran? Will he be affected?
It will depend on.
I mean, I don't think he should be, but
because he had already proved
yeah,
his career
but
prior.
still, I'm just saying. But do any of them players get to the Hall if they're deserving?
I think they may, but think about
Why?
this.
But-
I said I think they may.
No.
But think about this. If Altuve have a bad year this year, will it be because he didn't know the pitches were coming? Or could it be also mental because he's going to go through a lot this year? And baseball is very mental.
Yeah.
Imagine him batting .230.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't see that, though. Altuve is a beast.
Yeah, definitely.
But right.
And that's part of the problem why everybody mad.
don't
Y'all
know.
was already good.
Yeah.
Y'all were good.
But wait. Because remember, the way they came up anyway.
Yeah, it was that impact. Was that impactful of it? Like, did y'all come up because you guys have been doing this? Another point out is in 2018. That's when Mike Fears told LaCroix. It was after the fact, but still, MLB didn't do anything.
So we'll just leave it like this. What they should do is call Bill Belichick, see what they did the next year when they got
Be like,
caught. And remember, Bill Belichick was like, "All right, since y'all thought that's what we need." Oh, we're about to run the score. We're about to beat y'all 55-3 every game.
That's the only way
that was the 16-0 season.
Yeah.
That's the only way that they can overcome.
And if
this.
they come out and do that,
then everybody got shut.
Shut up. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back. Hey man, that Wilder Fury, it's coming up, y'all. Y'all
down.
But we'll be back.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
What's up? This is Vince Carter. You're listening to 3 Point Conversion. Check it out.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And, man, so we saw the Hawks come out and play well. We saw them it was their best game by far. They played a great team, or a very good team, and they played a very good team, and in Miami Heat, and they came out and played their best game. Like they were poised. They played defense when they needed it. They were clutch. Even with Trae Young went off for 50 points. 50 points against this defensive team. And actually, we're going to play something. Trae Young talked about scoring at 50 points.
Yeah, it's tough. In high school, I averaged 43, so I scored 50 a lot. I wasn't able to do it in college, but, kids can only dream of scoring 50 in the NBA game. Like, it's it's unreal. For me to be able to do it in my second year and also get a win, I was able to enjoy it a lot more. So it was a crazy game, crazy atmosphere. I mean, they're one of the best defensive teams in the league. So for me to be able to do that against them was great.
Did you get? Go ahead. No, you're good. You're good. Did you get any calls, any texts from anybody, tweets, anything?
Yeah, it was. I got a lot of people that texted me, congratulated me. A lot of people that were at the game. A lot of celebrities hit me up, different things like that. So it was pretty cool.
Why didn't you want to keep your jersey?
I mean, that's not the last time I'm going to score 50, so.
He asked him, Chris Kirschner from The Athletic asked him, why didn't you want to keep the jersey? Because he gave the jersey, scored 50. He gave it to Quavo. It was his night anyway. But, yeah, Trey was like, that's not the last time I'm scoring 50.
Dude, I'll be back.
Right.
I'll be back. No
Dude,
worries.
you know who I am?
No worries. He already almost done that a few times this season.
Yeah, he been flirting with it his rookie year. He scored 49.
Yeah.
He had 48 like
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he's almost had a 40-20 game. It was like 38 and 18, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So after a game like that, man, and we saw the progression. We saw it before the break. It's like they just couldn't finish at the end. But now mostly everyone is healthy. They still got Clint coming in. Dwayne Dedman, he's made an impact. He made an impact. And it just seems like they finished. So, in saying that, first of all, with a leader like Trae Young, can we finally say he's one of the elite players, or is it still like too soon? I know people hate to use that word elite, but can we say he's one of the elite players?
I mean, I definitely can. He's number 2 in points and number 2 in assists. I mean, and I know some people will say about the losing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Who would say that? But which is
Stephen
true,
A. Yeah.
Right? Stephen A. But it's true. You know what I mean? Like he had a great point with that. Like, no, not for nothing, right?
Right.
You have to win.
Right.
You have to win. But we've seen all-stars that are on the losing teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Everybody was mad that Bradley Beal didn't make it, right?
Right.
He's on a losing team.
Right.
Karl Anthony Towns
is on a losing team. Like a terribly losing team, too. Bradley Beal made it last year.
Right.
He was on a losing team. You know what I mean? That's the reality of it. There are going to be losing teams. You know what I mean? There are going to be you can be a superstar on a losing team. He's putting them on his back every night. Now, if he doesn't score 20-something, you see the difference in the score. Like, it's non-competitive. You know what I mean? So he's out there doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, and the fact that, this dude is nothing but 6'1", scrawny, compared to an NBA player point guard, and his way of getting to the hole at any time, drawing the foul. Like, he shot 19 foul shots. Like, he even said he only ended up with just 50 because he had to hit 18 to hit 50 at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. He said he was more nervous at hitting the last shot because he knew he would have been 19 for 19, and he missed it.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, he's definitely understanding the game. Now, we see Cam Reddish the last few games play well, and he took a step forward in his past game. He had 16 points, but it was the way he played. He played with a lot of conviction. He was going to the hole. If he wasn't making them, he was driving to the hole. He played defense. He got that important steal and then a dunk that I think put him up, I think. I know you've gotten on Cam a lot, but after a game like that where he played like, all right, I'm starting to understand. Do you think that, or is that a game that he can turn around, that he can use to turn around his rookie season?
So that's what it is for Cam, right? It's not that he don't have the ability or the skill. Shout out to the homie Low. What he always kind of saying, what we talk about is he plays like a high school player. meaning his basketball IQ and some of the decisions he's made. Now we're at that after their All-Star break. You're right, maybe because even before the All-Star break, he had a good game.
Yeah, he was playing well. He was trying to play well.
So maybe it's one of those where the game is slowing down for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I like him. That's why I'm on him so bad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I expect more. But he's also 19 years old.
And that's a big issue because he didn't have an off season. I mean, you got to remember he had the core injury.
Yeah, that stops everything.
So it changed the way he shot the ball, and then he didn't get to go to the summer league.
That's important.
So it's starting to show now where he's healthy, but it just looked like anybody's watching, the Hawks fans, they know every shot he took, he meant to do that.
Right.
Before it was kind of hesitant and lazy a little bit with, man, he went to the hole, he crossed you up. So that could, and I got a chance to ask him, and it's funny, he's so truthful. I asked him, I said, hey, do you think this is the game? I said, usually players have a game, that breakout game, where it turns their season around or their career around, or that moment when you stole the ball. Do you believe so? He said, defensively.
Right.
Like, offensively, I suck. Yeah, I still got to get, which.
That's how you need to be.
Right.
That's how you need to be. Not say, I'm here. No, man,
right.
I still got things I need to do.
Right.
Well, what you have to keep in mind, though, is that he is a rookie. You know, it's rarer than people think that rookies come in and contribute right away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Trey has taken this, I think he's taken a giant leap from compared to last year, and he was still, averaging 25 a game. But he's taken that leap this as far as this year, as far as we know that he's a star in this league. It's just a matter of the team that's around him. And I think with a lot of other rookies, they will struggle. I mean, if they struggle as a rookie, it's kind of expected. And we talked about this, I think, at the beginning of the season. It didn't really seem clear what Cam Reddish's role even was.
Right.
They had him playing backup point guard. Then they start him a couple games. Mm-hmm. Then he'll play like 10 minutes one game. Right. So things weren't clearly defined. But you look at it as, well, he still is trying to learn the system, learn the plays, just learning how to be a professional. Mm-hmm. So all that comes into effect. And now that he's a few months in, things are starting to get better. So by the end of the season, we'll kind of know where he is and what his potential is for next year.
Yeah, and then the fact that he'll have an off season as well too, which is very important.
There's a stat on Trey I wanted to kind of speak on. I know we kind of got away from him for a minute. This is what's maybe hurting him a little bit. He's dead last in defensive efficiency, but he's number one in offensive efficiency.
Right.
21 years old.
And I mean, I know we got to go, but look, I'll say this. You make sense, G. So defensively, yeah, he's a liability, but this dude is, I've said it. He's 6'1", he's scrawny. Right. Well, he can't do anything.
And that'll come. That'll come with putting on.
Put it like this.
Putting on a little pads
I'll say
things like that.
And I'll let you talk, G. What about this? Steph Curry. He's a liability on defense, right?
But because he gets
and Steph Curry is bigger than him.
Right. But because he get 2 steals, it's like,
and Trey get his steals, but I'm just saying Trey is smaller than Steph, and like we'd never, remember how Steph came in? He was like a little kid, but Trey is smaller than Steph, so now when they post him up, what is he gonna do?
Right.
All they gotta do is hold the ball up and post him up. I mean,
do like this, like they used to do us when we was little.
Yeah.
Well, also consider that, like you mentioned, Steph Curry. He's not. I mean, he gets a couple steals a game, but he's not considered a great defender.
Right.
There aren't a lot good or whatever.
Right.
I mean, we saw how the Rockets played him.
Exactly, right.
Switch.
Pick and roll them.
Pick and roll, give him the switch.
Night.
Right.
So, but there aren't a lot of, name some other guard that is that size that is considered a great defender besides Chris Paul.
It's not. The only thing
you had to say
Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry.
But look, the only thing with Muggsy was just so small. That joker would.
Did you just go back to 1922?
No, I'm saying because we talking about short.
Bugs, he could steal
the ball.
There.
Yeah,
right,
you ain't know where he was. So,
right.
but I'm saying that's the only other small point guard. Michael Adams was pretty good as far as getting steals, and that's what Trey has to do because Curry doesn't do that.
How tall is Lowry? I think he's a pretty good defender.
He's about
Lowry like
6'1".
So yeah, I think he's
6'1",
he's taller than he's about 6'2", but he's not.
Right, he got that.
Yeah,
like it's a lot of shooting guards that can't.
And that joker lost weight because he was.
But the key thing is like with Steph, he has Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like you could put Klay Thompson on that particular guard at times, and Trey needs that guy. Is that guy supposed to be Reddish? It's supposed to be Hunter. It's supposed to be Herter. Like who's that backcourt wing defender that can protect him?
Let's see.
They have people in the back, but what about on the wing? And that's what would make this look better.
But not just that. Defensive efficiency isn't just sticking a player. It's not just sticking one player. It's about everything within the defensive game. And that's what I'm saying, some of the things he'll learn and get better in. Not necessarily being one-on-one in the post. Like, that's not saying defensive efficiency. You know what I mean? Defensive efficiency is how you play the pick and roll, whether or not you get beat on the pick and roll and which way you go around. So I'm saying a lot of that stuff he will start to learn.
And again, he's 6'1", 150.
Someone's mentioned Bledsoe and Beverly as far as that size guard that can play defense. You see how big the drop off is after Chris Paul?
Right. But that's my point. So, I mean, like you said, he'll get better, and I think he will, but I think you just got to understand that that's just him.
And not just that, he's all his energy.
He can do that.
And I think that as the team gets better, that's what I'm saying. If you're using all of this on offense, you don't really, you don't.
But that defensive efficiency, it's whatever. You can't. I mean, he just don't play defense. He just, not that he just doesn't. He tries. You will see him. He'll try, but what is he going to do? What is he going to do around a pick? Huh? What is he going to do when
it's certain ways you can play the pick. It's not about your size. It's certain ways you can play the pick and come.
If somebody touch him, he's going down. Let's be real. All right. So this last thing with this young core, do you trust this young core? Like, should they let this young core? Now, I'm not saying not get anyone,
right?
Because they're probably, like I said, I think they're getting Devin Mitchell, not Devin Mitchell, but what is his first name? Good Lord. Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell. I think they're getting him in 2021. Yeah, that's been the rumor and talk, whatever. He boys with Trey and John anyway. So
I want to stay in Utah anyway.
Exactly. But even if that's the big free agent, or if they get anybody else, but I'm saying with this core of DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, Trae Young, Collins, and Cam, that right there, that core. And if you want to say Bembry, that's fine too. But with that core, do they keep this core? Do you trust this core? Say, let's play one more year because we're young. Everybody's young. Second, 1 to 3 years.
I mean, I ride with the core. I mean, look at the pieces you have. You have a point guard who we already talked about on superstar level. You have a Cam Reddish who, regardless of what his offense is doing, he has been able to hold his own. You got DeAndre Hunter who played. Didn't he play 4 years?
3? Did he play 3 or 4?
3.
He played 3 years, so he's older, and he's a big body. You know what I mean? So he can do 2, 3, big ball 4. You know what I mean? It depends on the matchups. You got Collins, like he's a good player. You know what I mean? You got young players. So man, I say you keep them together, and I think what may start happening is what are the players gonna do?
Right.
You know what I mean? Are you gonna resign? Are you gonna? You know what I mean? Because it makes it to the point where can they afford all of these players?
Right. And then, shout out to Rodney Richardson in the chat room on Facebook. He was asking, what are they going to do with Collins? Is he really a 4? Can he play with Clint? Yeah, he's a 4. He's not a 5. He's been playing 5 if they haven't played 5 because just of lack of size. It's almost that Al Horford situation, but he can play the 4. And then the thing with Collins is he's not in the way.
Right.
Neither is Clint because Clint It's not your let me post up. No.
That's what I'm excited to see. Like when Clint comes in play.
Yeah.
And like, how that all meshes. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting, man. But they have a big game tonight against Luka and the Dallas Mavericks. And y'all,
that's gonna be
I gotta say this and shout out to G for covering the game. I am sick. I've been out of town. When I'm saying sick, not sick as far as like I have a stomach flu. No, I'm sick because I'm glad G could cover it, but the fact that I can't cover with him because I've been to Super Bowl, then came back, went to Chicago. Now, I told my family I'm going to spend time with y'all next Saturday and then look at the schedule. And then they playing Luka. I'm like, oh, man. So, hey, oh, well.
Well, we all can go to the game. That's what we're doing for family night.
Right. I know. I just won't be sitting next to y'all. But, all right, man, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
This is the Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, and you're listening to 3 Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. It's cool, man, when you give people shout-outs and they're not even listening. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, oh, man. So, XFL, man, have y'all been paying attention to it? Have y'all been watching it?
I really haven't been watching. Haven't had the time because of the time it kind of come on.
Right.
It kind of like today it's coming on at like 5. Like it come on at weird times.
Right.
So yeah, I haven't really had much time to watch it, but I do heard how the kickoffs has been pretty good.
So I've watched it, and if you're listening now, you call in at 404-603-8770 to give your 3 cents on the XFL, what you think. Make it quick, but yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's still entertaining, bro. It's football. It's football. What I like about it, the players are playing because they're trying to get into the league, so they're playing hard. Mm-hmm. It's like football. It's nothing like, you know how, what was that league called? And we covered it. The AF week. I mean the AF whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. That was boring. We covered the games. We were there. It was horrible. I watched it on TV. It was, the players weren't that good. This is good. Like defense are playing well. Defenses are playing well. Offense is playing well. They got a few names you know about.
I think that's
Eli Rogers. You know, yeah. A lot of people you know, which is good. And I think that's the difference.
They just signed Callaway from the Browns who got released.
Yeah, like you have talent that you know about that hadn't got a chance in the NFL or. So it's good in that, retrospect, but it's like with everything else I don't like about it, Don't come to me. Okay, if I throw an interception, man, don't come to me asking me a question about the interception.
As a person watching, that's fun. and it's funny. I was like, because I was like, how mad is that person going to be?
Yeah.
Or, like, they're liable to say anything.
Right. And
you just threw an interception.
How do you feel?
You just threw that duck for an interception.
And they be saying it like that, too.
What did you see out there?
Not just that. What did you think? Like, what were you thinking on that?
Or they didn't talk to the kicker if they missed a kick. And you missed that kick right there. That was a chip shot.
Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Hey, I think the fact that they had to be told and look, this is going to happen. This is what the league is what we're doing. So you have to be the worst one because they asked the quarterback from Ohio State. They asked him that Cordell Jones. But then I forgot who they were playing, and they asked him, that quarterback, he got benched. He threw 4 interceptions. The first they already asked him about it. He got benched. She come up there talking about he looking with his hands folded already, man. Just say Rick. Hey Rick. So yeah, I see you got benched. What was it? How do you feel by not going in? Like, what is your thought process?
What did he say?
I can't say what he said. No, I was just playing. No, he was like, you could tell he was frustrated. He was like, well, I mean, yeah, I got benched. I didn't play well. And, I mean, I wish I could be out there for my team, but I'm still supporting. And she come up with a follow question. So, are you upset that you got benched? See, right then and there, we'd have got kicked off the air or I'd have got suspended.
She should have said, well, you know your career is probably over, right?
Right.
And what I mean by this, you're in the XFL now. This is kind of like tinkering on your last opportunity, and you're out here doing this. I think one of the things that I don't know what the ratings are and things like that. I do hear that they're going up there. It's pretty good. Is people instantly thought, even when they said it wasn't going to be like the prior edition, that's what the thought process going in was going to be.
No, it's like a football game. Now, you get to hear the coaches calling plays, and you talking to when he's talking to the mic, you hear all of that. Mm-hmm. It's cool for a fan's perspective, and I understand it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just one of them. Bruh, let's just keep it football. Like, I don't want to know. Like in the locker room, I don't want to know that. Halftime, she in the locker room. You saying I don't want to know that. Like, come on.
I think it's to have a different perspective on the experience.
To be different from the NFL, right?
Some of the, I think depending on where people are watching it, ratings have been up and down. Mm-hmm. They've been on ABC. If it's like a broadcast network, those ratings have been up. But if on cable, like the 4-letter network or the 3-character network, those ratings have been were down on the second week.
But you know why though? I think
because it's cable.
But not just that.
Really keeping
but
it up that way.
Like D said, because of the times. Like, you gonna play this game in Duke, North Carolina playing.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What am I gonna watch?
Right.
Or now I'm about to get ready to go out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like,
5 o'clock.
Or I'm on the way from doing something.
On a Saturday?
I'm in the middle of doing something. You know
on a Saturday.
Right, yeah.
The mothers ain't sitting home on Saturdays watching, you know what I'm saying? So.
And you don't have that power yet. You know what I mean? You don't have that, you know what I mean?
Right. So it's, but like I said, it's cool to kick off. I love to kick off. I think the NFL should adopt that because it's hard to get a break through, it seems like, but you don't have to worry about anybody getting hurt.
Right,
that's what they're and it keeps it in the game. So then you really get to see people's skills and what they can do and everything. Do you think it's a big name way of being successful?
I don't want to say one big name, maybe a few, and depending on the impact they have with the team and things like that.
Right, and of course they're not gonna get a big name like Tua or nothing like that, anything like that. But
so like, what would the big name be? You know what I mean? Like Antonio Brown.
It would have to be someone.
It could be, huh?
If they're considering getting college sophomores,
because then you could play for
then
a year.
It could be like some big name sophomore quarterback that wants to go pro immediately. Yeah. Like if it was a Trevor Lawrence type,
right?
If he wanted to go into the league right now,
right? Because then he only got to play 1 year, then he go straight to the NFL at that point.
Or let's say, I think he's getting drafted. but let's say Jalen Hurts, he's only drafted, but let's say before Jalen was going to the NFL, before the season, if he would have went to the XFL, after 4 years,
with it and
everybody would have paid it because that's a big name.
Right.
So, no, I agree. And then, do you think it could last a couple of seasons?
I think it can. And I think as it lasts, it's going to be more people that's in tune to watch it.
Hard to say that, I would – some people think some people are already getting ahead of themselves like, oh, this could be a minor league for the NFL and there are going to be players that want to play in this league over the NFL. Like, no, this is still mediocre football. Mm-hmm. Look at the big picture. It's still mediocre football. And they need to get through the season first.
Right.
I feel like the first edition of it was too gimmicky.
Yeah.
It was WWE.
Right.
And football.
With football. Right.
And this, maybe they focus more on getting everything together, but I think they just need to get through the season first and worry about and consider where the TV stuff is and how fans are viewing it before getting into any of the other stuff they want to add.
I think it's big to try to compete with the NFL too. I think that's where a lot of teams can, kind of fall off. Don't try to compete with the NFL. Just say just something different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't.
Well, we're going to see, got some games this weekend as well. So we're going to take a quick break. We will be back with the Stop It segment. Keep it locked.
What's happening? It's your man Big T doing big things. Y'all know what it is. ATL Hawks official DJ and Rap City Forever. You're checking out the 3-Point Conversion Radio. You dig?
You are tuned into WWE AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airways blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3-Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. This is the time where we like to thank everyone who is listening and supporting us or watching us. We appreciate your support, and we ask you to continue to support not only the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, but the 3-Point Conversion itself, the company, sports media company itself. And now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it!
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it! Get some help.
All right, D, it's on you, sir.
Yeah, I spoke earlier about what it was going to be. So what my stop it is going to be today. This last night while watching sports, there was some flash past the screen that said the pilot from the Kobe accident was reprimanded in 2015, but it wasn't known if any passengers was on board.
So what's kind of seeming like it's trying to happen is they're almost like trying to dirty up the pilot's name to try to make it, his fault and this, that, and the third. I think it's known fact that it was a terrible tragedy. He lost his life. Other people's lives were lost. And I think as far as that part of it, trying to, dirty up his name or muddy up the waters should be left alone, and we should move on with the tributes that we've been having and things like that. So, the media or whatever reports came with that, that's who's going to get my stopper for the day.
Stop it. No, I'm definitely with you on that. They need to leave that alone, man.
It was a tragedy, man.
Yeah.
Like it kind of doesn't matter at this point what other details come out. I mean, maybe it will help other pilots,
Right.
but it's not bringing any of those people back.
Right, yeah, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
My stop it goes to MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred. He came out and said that they were talking about a scandal, the Houston Astros scandal. I was about to say Oilers. The Houston Astros scandal, and because the players are saying they should take away the championship. This joker came out and said, why would we bring that championship back? It's just a piece of metal. Why would we bring just a piece of metal back?
Stop it.
He said, he referred to it as a piece of metal, then came back and said, I apologize. First it sounded like he was like in an effort to make a rhetorical point. I referred to the World Series trophy in a disrespectful way, and I want to apologize for that. There's no excuse. I made a mistake. I was trying to make a point. Leave it alone. Stop saying that.
Stop it.
Thank you. Just say that. I messed up. That's it.
He should probably lose his job.
A piece of metal?
Like that's big.
You know what the World Series trophy is called? The Commissioner's Trophy.
Dummy.
Go
ahead, G.
How does that work with them deciding the
I don't know.
fate of the commissioner?
GMs probably? Not
No,
GMs,
it's
but the owners.
The owners.
Yeah.
You know, if whatchamacallit was still alive for the Yankees, Steinbrenner, he would have been gone.
Manfred never gotten the job in the first place.
Oh, yep. That's on you, G.
All right, my stop it goes to Pitt football and basketball, specifically the coaches of these programs. They're both programs were hit with NCAA violations. They were both cited for allowing an excess number of staff members to perform coaching duties during practice. So the basketball program, Kevin Stallings was their coach, but during practice they would he had three extra coaches during practice. You got like 12 to 15 players on the team. You already got 3 assistant coaches. Then you bring in 3 more people. How many coaches do you need? And they tried to hide it by like deleting practice videos, so the school or the NCAA wouldn't catch on. And combine it with the football program. Kevin Stallings was hit with a show cause penalty, so he has to sit out 30% of the season whenever a school hires him within the next 5 years. With the football program, they were doing the same thing. They had some extra coaches during practice, and what they would do when somebody who wasn't with the football program came by the practice facility, they would play music during practice, or they would change the song to signal that, hey, look, someone who's not with the football program is here and they might report something. So,
wow.
And just to make sure, and then like the extra people would be in an office somewhere away from the players. Pat Narduzzi, who's still the Pitt coach, was hit with a show cause order, but he just has to miss 2 days of practice before the season starts.
Give him that stop it.
Stop it.
And pitch record during this period of time.
Right. Exactly. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. The Wilder interview is up, and then just to talk about this fight. It's coming up next. Keep it locked.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the 3-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The 3-Point Conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
This is Steve Atwater with the Denver Broncos, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
The 3-Point Conversion. The 3-Point Conversion. The 3-Point Conversion.
This is Raphael Haynes from the 3-Point Conversion here at Radio Row with my man D Intellectual, and I told you never know who we're going to show up with. We have the champ, the man, Mr. Deontay Wilder. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm doing so good, bro. I feel good. I'm doing good. Everything's great. How about yourself?
We're good, man. Enjoying this atmosphere. Now, we have this big fight coming up. What should we expect? I already know what to expect, but what let them know what should we expect.
Yeah, well, you know, I tell everybody we all are great. For greatness is only provided by our service, so you can only expect nothing but greatness from me. Come February 22nd, you know, it's a special moment in time for me, not because of the excitement for the fight of what happened the last time, and now people get some type of sense of understanding, you know, what to expect for the second time around. But it's a special moment for us. It's Black History Month, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, February 22nd, man, I'm turning up. Not only am I going to turn up, but I'm going to show out, and I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to get another one on my record, and it's going to be my hands is going to be raised high in the sky, and the word's going to be in steep. WBC heavyweight champion of the world.
Speaking of Black History Month, you had a little incident with Radio Raheem a couple years ago. Why do you think that was important for you to speak on that at that time?
Well, you know, at that point in time, my opponent, he was talking about, you know, his people and how they was hard-working people, and talking about 200 years of them suffering and going through trials and tribulations. So it's just like, it just hit a nerve in me. I'm like, are you serious right now? Are you really serious right now? You saying now, you talking about in the past, man, this been going on, you know, we say 400 years, but we still living right now. These years are still adding on. It's over 400, but, you know, we say that because, you know, it hold weight of that. You know, man, we don't want to exaggerate, but we just going to get a number out there. We're going to say 400 and keep it with it. So, you know, that was one of those things that just came out of me, man. I felt some type of way because of what was going, you know, what has transpired, you know, in the past and what is currently going on right now. So those emotions, when you see past history, for our understanding, and when we have an understanding of certain things, it still hurts, but we learn from them. We try to move on. And people always talk about don't talk about a certain thing, but sometimes silence is not the answer. A closed mouth don't get fed. So things we have to still talk about, because if we don't, they will ignore it, just like they ignore us when we still talk. So, what's the difference? So, man, all those, I said all that to say, man, all those emotions and feelings was coming out of me. And then when we got Radio Raheem, you know, he tried to get me for clout, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Try to get them bait me for clicks. You know what I'm saying? And tell me, what do you mean for? Man, you better stop right now, man. I'm about a couple of seconds away from smacking you in the face, man. You know, I'm like, you on my side. You know what I mean? Right. But we had an understanding after the, you know, I know what he tried to do, whatever. But it's a moment in time, and that wasn't the moment nor the time to try to get some more words out of me or stuff, getting people to understand or get clicks or whatever.
All right, well, Champ got to go. Champ, I got to tell you, I talked to Holyfield last year. He personally told me he endorses you. You the guy, you the next one. Holyfield said that, so it's good to have you, man. Hey, watch that fight. Can't wait. Gonna see the Champ do it. Black History Month. Yep. We out. Yes, that was the Champ. Deontay Wilder, man. It's going to be a crazy fight, man. D, I want to ask you, there's been a lot of talk, especially everywhere, and we talk about if that fight goes the distance, who do you think have the edge?
Based on the last couple fights, I mean, I want to say he has the edge, but it was always the talk that can he go this far? Can Deontay go this far, right? Can he did in the Ruiz fight. Well, how far was
no,
that?
It didn't go to,
it didn't. How far did it went? It went like
5. I don't remember, 4 or 5 rounds. It wasn't long. It didn't go the distance.
But the one with Tyson went the distance.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he wound up knocking him out.
Knocked him down. But that's what saved him, though. And I'm gonna talk from this standpoint. Mm-hmm. I still think Wilder can do it. But here's the thing, and this is not me saying this is why Fury's gonna win or Wilder's gonna win.
Right.
That's the question. It went the distance. It was a tie.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to my homie Drew. I gotta say, Drew was saying the fact that fight, Wilder was down. Fury had him. The scorecard was Fury all the way but Wilder was able to knock him down twice, and it still was a tie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it's like, all right, so does Fury have it? But we got to remember, a knockdown is part of the fighting too, because you can say, oh, well, if he didn't knock him down, Fury would have won. Yeah, he would have. But that's part of boxing. Right. That's part of Wilder's ability.
But if was a fifth.
But no, if you want to use if Fury didn't get back up, it's lucky he got back up. You know what I'm saying?
I never forget how he popped up.
Yeah, it was like, but we all know that Fury boxing skill set is better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I was impressed by Fury, man.
I was too.
He can, and I won't lie, I didn't know too much about him.
Me neither.
I seen highlights, but to see him fight.
After that, I knew about him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And paid attention to him.
So if it goes the distance, I don't know. It depends. If Fury doesn't get knocked down, it could fall into Fury's favor. But again, will Deontay knock him down? And I know to your point, you were saying with Ruiz, we hadn't seen Wilder have a game plan like that.
And he kind of did against Ruiz. And that one went 7, but he looked better as a boxer, right? Like, don't get it twisted, though. He looking for that right hand. You know what I mean? But it didn't look like he was just waiting just to only do the right hand. You know what I mean? And I think Tyson Fury said he's going to knock him out in the second. I don't think that's going to happen because I think the whole entire first round they're going to be trying to dance around and figure out what each other's going to do. You know what I mean? And then come the second round, it's going to be more of that. I think it's going to be action like in the middle rounds and towards the later rounds. I think those first couple rounds, they're going to be trying to figure each other out. I don't think it's going to be like one of those fights where as soon as they come out with the bell ringing, they swinging on each other trying to take each other head off. I don't think that's what it's going to be. And I expect Wilder to show how he's progressing as a boxer. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be a really, really good fight.
But do you think that, because I know you said that Fury was 8 pounds lighter than his heaviest, but he's lost weight. Like, he's slimmer. He's more cut, I should say.
Right. I was going to say not lost weight. He just toned up. Right.
That might have something to do with it because, as you mentioned, Wilder, he gained weight.
He's at the heaviest of his career.
Yeah, he at the heaviest.
Yeah.
Now he's in shape though.
Yeah, he's. He's.
Is he? Will that come into a factor?
I think what it helps is all that pushing around. You're not just going to be able to push me around. You know what I mean? And I think that may be one of the reasons Fury put on some more pounds so he can try to just control the fight, make you go where I want you to go. But Deontay's like, no, that's not what's going to happen. You know what I mean? But like you say, will that help or hinder either one of them if it gets later in the rounds? I think because of Fury always being that big, I don't think it would affect him. But Deontay looks like he's in great shape. So I don't think it's going to be an effect of that manner. So, I mean, we definitely going to see how much of that is going to play a factor.
Well, you mentioned it earlier. You talked about Fury and his power. You know, he said he wanted to knock him out in round 2. Do you think he can, whether round 2, whatever, do you think he has the power to knock him out? So
let's say this. First, anybody can get knocked out, I think. You know what I mean?
Anybody can get it.
Right. Anybody can get it, right? Like we've seen it, right?
Anybody can get it. Go ahead.
We've seen it where like the best that we thought, you know, couldn't get knocked out, got knocked out. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like one of the fights I'll never forget is when Sugar Shane got hit in his ribs, right? And all you heard was, ah! You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if y'all remember that fight, but he was like on the ropes.
Right.
And I can't remember who he was fighting, but he I think he got knocked down early in that fight, but he stayed with it and he didn't control the fight, but he stayed in it. But the earlier rounds kind of had hurt him already. So anybody can get knocked out. Does he have the power? Yeah. I think he actually stunned him a pretty bad.
He was wobbly.
Right.
Wilder was wobbly.
And
Let's be real.
I think that's the worst that I've ever seen him. You know what I mean? So does he have the power? Yeah. Do I think he's gonna knock him out? No, because I'm going Wilder with the fight.
Forget who you going with. I'm just saying, like, facts. Do you think he can walk? You know,
yeah.
Because I'm going for Wilder.
Yeah, he can knock him out. Yeah, he can knock him out.
Yeah, and I'm not lying.
Definitely.
That's my dude. As he called us.
Yeah.
I hope we hear that.
Yeah.
His guys. That's what Wilder calls it. But
right.
Real talk. Fury, his ability to box.
He box. He know how to box. He got a high boxing IQ.
And Ruiz can box. I like Ruiz style.
Mm-hmm.
But Fury a beast. And a lot of people don't know that Fury is 3 years younger, I think. 3 years younger than Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
So
he just looks older.
Yeah, I thought that joker was 38.
And he's been through more. That's the part of it. You know what I mean? The drugs and the being down and fighting, coming back up. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of people attach to him. It's because of what he's been through in his life. You know what I mean? So, and that's huge.
Right.
That's big because once you've been at the bottom, you don't want to go back to the bottom. You know? So that's a big, like a big fire in his stomach type of thing. You know what I mean? So does he have the power? Yeah, he got the power.
And like I said, the power with the skill set, he can move. Dude, nice. And Fury can fight. And
I think if he was fighting anybody else, we wouldn't even be saying this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the thing is Wilder going to attack early, and can Wilder, I guess, sustain, Fury's skill set,
and his
because he's going to get hit. He's going to get hit. We know that.
And his tactics,
right?
You know what I mean? Because he has a lot of little things that he does when he's boxing. You know what I mean? Where there's little it's little things that he does well.
I just think that with this fight, it comes down to if he decides to attack and try to knock him out early, if he gets into that and he powers him and he swings himself out, then that's when there's going to be trouble. But then too, if he gets Fury on the other end, Fury gets to the point where he gets out of character and try to make it a slugfest because he's trying to, then he's going to catch one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still don't see how he got up from that knockdown.
And that's,
especially the second one.
Yeah, because he got it twice, and I don't see that. I don't see how he did that.
Like every time I see it, you know what I see? Him getting back up off the ground when he talks about his drug abuse. And like the way he popped up, like that's what kind of comes in my head. Like he was like, "No, I'm not gonna quit," and just hopped up. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why it always pops into my head, but that's kind of what pops into my head.
Yeah, because I don't know how he survived that. Man. And like we said, man, this is the biggest fight that that I know in my life. No, I ain't gonna say in my lifetime, but this is one of the biggest. This is the biggest fight in the last 10 to 15 years, maybe 20. I'm trying to think. 20 was 2000. Good Lord, 2000. Anything happened between 2000 and 2020? Any fight that was?
I mean, as far as heavyweight fights go, this is probably the biggest fight in the last 20
other
years.
fight?
But I mean, we're talking about maybe any of Lennox Lewis's fights post 2000.
Mm-hmm. But was it anticipation like this? Like
not like this
in their prime?
Because these are two guys in their prime.
Right.
They're both undefeated.
Right.
They both have belts of some kind, and there's a lot on the line. They're champions in their own right, but for them to be in the ring with all of this on the line, we probably haven't seen this probably in maybe 30 years.
Because the biggest fight, I think,
or 25, something like that.
I think before then you can look at, it was heavyweight, of course, but that Tyson Holyfield, the first matchup was like huge.
And then another thing that is big about it is he's an American heavyweight champion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, I have to ask this. I don't know if you all are boxing experts or boxing heads, whatever, but y'all feel free to comment on Facebook if y'all listening. I got to know this. So we were talking about this in the barbershop today, and shout out to Brother Will. He said that he think Wilder can punch. He's a hard puncher. He said, but he think Larry Holmes he punches harder than Wilder. Can I give him a stop it? Sorry, Brother Will, but you deserve this one, sir. I can't. I don't see that.
Stop it.
I don't see it. But
it's hard to see that only because like with Wilder, like even though sometimes it felt you can like see the punch coming from a mile away and you just can't get out of the way of it because of how like he really loads up and he's coming from way back. With Holmes, I think he's probably more skilled as a boxer.
With power.
He still has power, but I think the way that the angles that Wilder comes from, there's going to be more force behind it.
Yeah.
Than what you saw out of Larry Holmes.
Because I think it's, and I'm not even doing order, but I think it's Tyson, Foreman, and then Wilder. Let's have fun with it. Let's go in order, real quick. I got Tyson, Foreman, then Wilder. As far as puncher power, I mean, you don't have to include Wilder. The top 3 power punchers of boxing.
Foreman, Tyson, and I'd say Wilder. I mean, you kind of also say maybe maybe a Lennox Lewis.
Not with Wilder, not with them.
But I mean, I don't think Wilder can box with any of them.
No, right.
But I think Foreman was the hardest hitter I've seen.
But
I mean, he won with old man strength.
Right.
So
but here's the thing. Here's the thing with them though, is the fact that this was my point. Do you think that, I don't know if we hadn't seen what we did see. We saw Foreman fight a boxer, but we hadn't seen Foreman. And those guys had power back then. Ken Norton, all of them had power.
They say he used to
cheat, right? But I'm saying, but he hadn't fought. Even Tyson hadn't fought nobody with that type of power. Like none of them 3 fought anybody with that type of power.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see that.
I say Tyson, Foreman, Wilder. From
All
what
right.
I can say.
Who do you have tonight? You said Wilder, right?
Yeah. But
who you have tonight? No, who you think gonna win? I know who you want to win.
Wilder.
From seeing more of the fight recently, I felt Wilder won the fight.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to definitively win it tonight.
You thought Wilder won the fight?
Yeah.
I mean, because of the knockdowns.
Well, not just that, but I think he was more. It looked like he was more consistent.
You talking about the Ruiz fight, or are you talking about the Fury fight?
The Fury fight. Fury had some shots, but I don't think that.
Man, Fury was killing him. Like, remember, he kept pounding on him. Like, the only thing that saved Wilder was those knockdowns. Now, that's why I asked, because the knockdowns do matter, and I thought Wilder was going to win because of the knockdowns. But you're right. I don't know, man. I got Wilder winning. I want him to win, and I think he's going to win.
Someone in the chat also mentioned smoking Joe Frazier.
Yep.
Yeah, he had that left hook.
He used to break jaws, right?
He had the left hook because he was blind in his left eye. He's trying to move you over to his right.
Right.
So
Get over there. Get over there.
He got the best skip jump ever, too, in boxing. Remember when Foreman hit him and he did a little skip? All right, man. We're going to take a quick break. Watch the fight. Tonight is going to be great. You know, we might even make an appearance in that mug, you know, leading up to the fight. So keep it locked. All right, we're going to be back to talk some more NBA basketball. Keep it locked.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Yo, what's up, baby? This your boy Deontay the Bronze of Bummer Wilder, and you're listening to my guys at 3 Point Conversion, baby. Yeah.
All right, we are back. The 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. What'd he say again, D? My God.
My God.
We got your back, dog. We rooting for you. All right, man. NBA. We talked about the Hawks earlier, but Milwaukee Bucks.
I'm ready for this.
Can anyone beat the Bucks? First of all, let's talk about Giannis. Right now, Giannis is. Remember last year I was saying he's not top. No, I said he's not the best player. I said he's not top 5.
You said he wasn't top 5.
Yeah, I said he wasn't top 5.
And then he
last
went out
year.
and won the MVP.
Yeah, but then what he do in the playoffs? What he do when his team needed him? Nothing. So no, yeah, exactly. So I was.
So you want to talk?
But hold on.
You gotta be careful when you say stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Because
Why?
you just said. I think you just saying it because his team lost.
No, I said it was top 5 before the playoffs started. Let's get that right.
You said
we saying he did nothing because the team lost.
No, I said, and I told y'all it's the reason why I don't think he's top 5 because when it comes to clutch, I don't think he's going to beat clutch. I said that before the playoffs. Sure enough, I was proven right. That's what it was. And I wasn't saying he's not good. I just said I think he has to work on his game or become so dominant that you can't stop him. And you could stop him that year. But this year, it's a different. He got that fire in his eyes, like for real. And the way he's playing, do you think there's anybody who can hold him? Do you think even if they played against Kawhi in the finals, you think Kawhi can stop him right now?
It's not going to be Kawhi guarding him.
Who guarded him last year when Toronto played him?
Kawhi was guarding him.
All right. Sometimes it was Siakam.
And then they had but they were smart. Then they did a little, because they knew how to play him. Like I was saying, I was like, because his game was just going to the hole.
No, this would happen. Nick Nurse threw those high school defenses out there. The boxing one, the triangle and two.
Exactly what happened.
Right. So
he wasn't there when his team needed him.
Right. I don't know, man. I just think that this year, though, it's a different Giannis. I think he's...
But it's not just this is a different Giannis, right?
Different team?
Right.
Yeah.
It's,
I think they all grew up and got better.
Yeah. I think they're going to run through the East.
Then they'll run through the East?
Yeah.
I think if it's one team that can get them, there's only one team. I don't think Philly can get them. I mean, Nick Nurse might try to do that in high school.
Boxing one.
Right.
Triangle in two.
Yeah.
Right. But he I don't want to say he don't have the personnel. He don't have Kawhi, which is huge, but he still has long people.
Right.
Ibaka,
Well, yeah, like
Siakam.
They don't have Kawhi, but it's kind of looked like they haven't really missed a beat
at all.
And it's because of they do a lot of different things defensively. They can match up very well. And offensively, Siakam is taking his game up a step. And like everyone's scoring, the starting lineup, everyone's scoring has gone up.
And that's what I looked at last night. Like like Siakam had 37, right, or 30 something, but everybody else was pretty consistent. You know what I mean? 16 here, 18 here, 14 here, 12 here. But also with that, this is the regular season.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some of them showed up in the playoffs last. Well, most of them did. Siakam had some good games, but when you don't have Kawhi, you know what I'm saying?
That's big. Right. But the team, I think, though, that has the best chance to beat them is the Heat, just because they will be able to defend him the best, and that's what I think. And then with adding Iggy, like, man, he was hitting some big shots. But that's the only. Now I'm not saying that they will, but I'm saying that's the only team I see in the East that has the best chance that could probably beat them is the Heat, man.
Oh, that cross Iggy got dealt with the other night, though, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can see where you can say that. Not just that, Spo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I can understand where you're coming from with that. But I just think that the way he's playing, the way that they're playing, like, they ready to get to the finals and do what they need to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, once they get to the finals, what happens? Hey, we'll see. And I think one of the biggest things for me with them winning the entire thing is, can you win with, and I don't want to sound harsh like he's not a good player, can you win with Chris Middleton being your two? You know what I mean? Your number two. You know what I mean? And then after number two, you kind of take, like, sometimes it's this person being number three. You know what I mean? So as far as everything, I don't know, but I definitely think they're coming out of the East, especially with the next team we're going to talk about.
Because, like I said, you got Iggy, you have
Jay Crowder,
Jimmy Butler, Crowder, then you have
adults.
Bam, yeah, right.
You say you got who?
Some adults.
Yeah, you have some adults.
Some
grown. That's what I was saying at the game.
Yeah, you got some grown
Thursday
men.
night, I was like, these some grown men.
Even with that,
Then
Bam,
you got Bam.
you can put Bam on Giannis.
Right. So they're built to stop. They were built to stop Milwaukee. The only thing is, could Miami beat Philly or could Miami beat Toronto?
Right.
That's the only thing. But if Milwaukee meets Miami, I think Miami can. I hope they don't. But
it go one of the things in a 7-game series. I can see Miami beating both of them teams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the coaching.
Right.
Like, Spo know what he doing.
Yeah.
He know what he doing. He go up against Brett Brown. Damn. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so going to the Philadelphia 76ers, should they split up Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid?
I think they should, but I don't think that's what they're going to do first. I think they're going to get
Why
rid
you
of
think they should?
Because it doesn't seem that they can play together. Embiid needs to be in the post. Ben Simmons needs to go to the post. You know what I mean? I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago when Al Horford and Embiid shot 22 3-pointers. You know what I mean? You know why he was out there? Because Ben was going to the, you know what I'm saying, in the post and doing his thing. So it's really not working well for them. But I don't think that they are at first because they still got them for years. So I don't have to make a decision this year. I think what they're going to do first is bring in another coach and see what that coach can do with them. Now, if that coach can't do anything with them, then they start thinking
because
about
I don't think Brett Brown is.
He's took them where they could go. That like that
peak,
Doug Collins and Phil Jackson thing, right? Like,
I don't think I think he needs to rechange because when Phil came in, he changed the way the offense was played. You saw the difference, and you saw it worked.
And changed the locker room.
And I agree. You know what I mean? I think they need a coach. It might be a younger coach that can come in and just say, all right, this is how we play.
It has to be someone who can, like Ben Simmons still needs to develop something, or like I think during this whole thing, and I heard I think Bruce Bowen was talking about this, instilling confidence in Ben Simmons to shoot the ball, because he Simmons does what he does best, and that's it. He doesn't do anything that he doesn't feel comfortable with, and that seems to be shooting the ball. But if your coach can instill confidence in you and encourage you to take those shots, even if it's a 15-foot jumper, if you still don't have the confidence to do that, I don't know if another coach is going to solve that problem.
But then it's not just that. Then leave that alone. It needs to be you need to learn how to play him at his strength and play Joel Embiid at his strength, and then be able to.
But does that work together? Like we see what Ben Simmons does best and what Embiid does best, but does that fit together?
Well, I mean, that's when you need that coach, because even with the Bulls, Pippen was nice. Jordan, you had great, but the thing what Phil did was
trusting each other. They started trusting each other,
and not even just that, but Phil was like, and I always said Phil was the best at this. Phil was the best at I'm going to take what you do. And we're going to use it. What you do best, we're going to use it. And we're going to use it with the team and make it work. And he did it with Pippen. Now Pippen bringing the ball up. Jordan not bringing the ball up anymore. Pippen brings the ball up. We have point guards that are not really point guards, but they can shoot. And it worked. Now, is it easy to find another Phil Jackson? No. But I think that
I don't even know if Phil Jackson could fix this.
I think he could.
I think they need to tell Ben, like you said, man, shoot the ball.
Hey, because we saw with Kobe and Shaq, and maybe you need to do I guess the answer is do a triangle offense then, because with Shaq and Kobe, we was like that can't work the way they play, and sure enough, that inside triangle offense it worked for both. They were both able to play great.
That's what we're saying about the coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said it needs a coach.
Last
question though. The Thunder. Can the Thunder make some noise in the playoff, scare somebody, or even take out somebody? Because they're not going to be 8 seed, I don't think. They're going to be. So do you think they can mess around and beat the Nuggets? They beat them last night. Yeah, you see them beating them in a 7-game series? With the way the Nuggets, the way the Thunder is playing?
No. I think that they're a good team that's coming up, but they had who last year? Russ and PG, right? And they kind of was in the same area.
Right.
And what happened? They lost. You know what I mean? And it's nothing against the team because I think that they've been great. They've been a surprise team. But I think when you go into 7-game series and you got to do what you're going to have to do to win 4.
But you got a better leader now.
Tough.
You got someone that's going to lead the team. And the team right now, they playing better. To me, the team is playing better as a whole.
If at the end of the day, they'll play Utah. So now that's a little different. That's a little different because for me, I don't want to say Utah isn't good, but it seems like they're always just,
right.
You know what I mean? They're good, but then when it gets to this point, they don't do this, and you know what I mean? So that's the difference. They can surprise them.
Right. All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
Would it be a surprise? They only 2.5 games behind them or something like that. So how much of a surprise is that?
Let's see. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. Ask a Doc. Keep it locked.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports,
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
entertainment,
Are you not entertained?
and other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Yo, you know what it is, your boy Snow, man. 3 points, baby, you know what it is, conversion, let's get it.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
Heard the snowman.
Yeah. And we don't have a guest. We have our cousin on the line. He's no guest. He's a part of the show here every week, whether he's in the studio. How about out of town? How about cutting up someone, as far as surgically now, doing surgery. My man, Dr. Donald Fowler III. What's going on, sir?
What's up, fellas? Figured I wasn't important enough anymore for you guys to bring me on the show. You're too big time now. But
whatever.
Never that.
Hey, man, real quick, it was funny in the locker room yesterday. Vince and Cam Reddish, even what's the center name? Good Lord, Bruno. Mm-hmm. They were all talking about how North Carolina is weak. And Vince was talking about Duke, like, whatever, y'all don't have nobody. And they were going back and forth, and I immediately thought of you. And I was like, man, would Dr. Fowler love to be in this conversation right now? Immediately thought about you.
Duke honestly looked pretty weak after their performance on Wednesday against NC State, so I'm not gonna say anything today. So,
but let me ask you, we talk about pretty weak. Can't get right. I'm my bad. I mean, Kyrie Irving has been ruled out for the season to have shoulder surgery. And I'm not saying he's weak, but man, it just keep happening. Was it more of? Do you think it was more of the Nets saying that we're going to give up the season? So, and let's just go ahead and get him ready, or do you think, or could he have played?
I mean, I think if they were in contention and, KD was there and they're playing for a title, you probably could have gotten like another cortisone shot, reduce the inflammation, keep trying to play through it. But I think at this point, where they're at in the season and kind of where he was, feeling from his own body's sake is kind of was the time to say, you know what, let's just do the surgery, get this fixed 100%, make sure I'm ready to go. No issues going into next season kind of thing. So it's always one of those things. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Yet what they're talking about is impingement, where there's just essentially the rotator cuff is getting kind of rubbed and irritated, and some people you can calm it down with meds and shots, and other times you actually got to go in and shave out some of the bone and inflammatory tissue and just kind of open up the space for his shoulder to move around again. So,
absolutely. Now, Carl Anthony Towns, he recently fractured his wrist. He's been ruled out 2 weeks. What makes him able to return so quickly?
Yeah, so I'm guessing, obviously I haven't seen the pictures myself, but it's probably more of a stress fracture of the wrist. I mean, people have heard of the stress fracture. So basically it's something where you can't even really see it on a plain x-ray. You can't see like a crack or a break, but then you get a fancier test like an MRI scan, and you can see a little bit of signal or fluid in the bone. So it's obviously not the kind that needs surgery or extensive immobilization. I think they said he's even just in a brace. They didn't even put him in a cast kind of thing. So it's one of those things that within, usually 2 weeks or so should be healed up, and he can kind of get back to it.
Yeah, I thought I fractured my wrist, and it didn't take 2 weeks. I know that. So I was kind of like...
Yeah, real wrist fractures, take at least 6 weeks generally to heal, and then a little rehab after that. But if he just has a little stress fracture that you couldn't even see on an X-ray, then 2 weeks is a reasonable time frame for that.
Now, should the Boston Celtics fans and the organization be worried about Kemba Walker? He had his knee drained and received an injection to help with the swelling and soreness. And now Coach Brad Stevens said it's not likely to be a long-term issue, but he's been dealing with this all season. Is this big or small? Is this a big deal, or is it just like Coach Brad Stevens said, small deal?
I think it's actually a little bigger than Brad Stevens is saying. If you kind of read what was actually done, he had something called, at least what they're reporting, a Synvisc injection. We haven't really talked about that. We've kind of talked about cortisone injections and stem cell injections. So Synvisc, it has a lot of different names, but basically it's a thick gel that you inject in a knee, and it's for people usually who have arthritis to give them more lubrication and cushioning in their knee, trying to prevent having to have knee replacement surgery and stuff like that. So normally people in their 50s and 60s getting that Synvisc kind of shot. So the fact that they're saying it's worth putting a lubricating gel shot in makes me a little concerned that he might have some arthritic changes happening in his knee, which is why it was swollen in the first place. So I guess I'm a little more kind of cautious about what might happen long term, but we'll have to see.
All right, now Luis Severino has been out again. He's definitely been out a few times. How bad is this injury, and what do you see for his long term?
Yeah, I mean, this one's a tough one. He says it's just one spot in his forearm, but a lot of these pitchers, and obviously I do a lot with baseball and see a lot of this, the forearm turns into an elbow kind of deal, and he's already had a shoulder issue last year that kept him out. So in a way that can be related to the elbow. If because of the shoulder, then he's throwing different with the elbow, and now he's having forearm pain. So they're saying that the images were negative that they did earlier, MRI scan, that there was no structural damage. So I guess there's some reassurance in that, but the fact that he continues to have problems and now it's migrated close to the elbow, which is kind of that red flag area in pitchers, I think it's something to certainly keep an eye on going into the season. So,
all right, man, there you have it. Get that pinpoint information from Dr. Donnie Fowler III, orthopedic from Ortho Atlanta. We appreciate you, sir. I ask you to stay safe, and we will talk to you next week.
All right, fellas. Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Don't go nowhere.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones, a Sucker Free Life Double LC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-Point Conversion, where no team or no player is off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
It's time to get in the mind of Mr. Controversy and the Intellectual with What's on My Mind.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Real quick, this is what's on my mind, and all I got to say is, talking about this new CBA, I just want to say with the NFL, we talked about with them saying that the players, that they want to add a 17th game and cut down on preseason. That doesn't make sense. Simply for the fact that the people that's playing in preseason are players that are probably not going to make the team. So why should you punish the starters and make them play a 17th game? Like, that doesn't make sense. NFL trying to be greedy again. And that's what it's about. It doesn't make sense. Just let them go ahead. Just play it like it has been, man. Just because the preseason, as we've seen, is not affecting the starters because they're not playing. They might play the second game for a quarter, and after that, it's a wrap. Most people are not even playing. So how will that help the league? Now, I know as fans, we want to see 17 games, of course. But I used to want them to play 82 games when I was little. I ain't understand the dynamic of them getting hurt, but
they would have died.
Why can't they play like the NBA? That's what I was thinking when I was little, but but I get it now. And all I'm saying is, come on, NFL, let's be real. Come with a real suggestion now. You know what I'm saying? I understand you want to throw that fishing rod out there, and you want to see if you can get something, but nah. Should have got to stop it, but y'all tripping, and that's what's on my mind.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I'm glad they ain't playing 82 games, though. So what's on my mind this week is this little thing with the Dwayne Wade and his family. I'm not going to be real drawn out about it. I feel like, she's 12 years old. I had to make sure I said that correct. She's 12 years old. I'm glad she has parents that is very supporting and are being very supportive. I think if they didn't want everyone to have their opinions, good, bad, indifferent, they should have kept it in-house until she was older and made that decision. And if they don't care about the opinions, then do what you do. But there's going to be opinions in a situation like that. She's 12 years old, so I think it should have just been their family, and as they go out or do whatever. But I'm sure there would have been questions arose that would have arisen after people seeing her in public and things like that. But I think when something comes up like this and there's an announcement like this on Ellen, especially a primetime show like that there are going to be a lot of different things said, and everyone should just educate themselves on that situation. And if you got your opinion, you got your opinion. We know what they say. Everyone has them, and that's what's on my mind.
All right. 3-point conversion where fans' opinions matter. No, they ain't had nothing to do with it, but I had to put that in there, the slogan. All right. If you hear this music, you already know what it means. It means it's time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout-outs. And, hey, stay tuned. You might be one of them. First, I want to give a shout-out to the Almighty God for giving me this platform to do what I do, say what I say, make you all happy, mad, upset, want to give me the stop it button. God, I appreciate that. Also want to give a shout out. Well, you know what? Shout out to my homie Deontay Wilder. We got to shout him out.
Definitely.
I really think they should have had a fight in Dallas. Maybe I would have been able to go, but hey, I feel you. Don't get mad at that, G. Go ahead and play the drop.
What drop? I ain't playing. No. That's exactly why you gonna say it.
Anyway, you might not see G next week because of that, but I'm gonna appreciate G anyway.
Then you won't have a Facebook Live feed.
I also like to thank my crew, G and D Intellectual. I like to thank our guests. Well, not our guest, but our cousin, my man, Dr. Donnie Fowler III, and appreciate everybody, for coming on. So you, D?
So I want to thank everybody for always listening, friends, family, and everybody that just support us, man. There's a lot of y'all out there. Even sometimes we don't think people listening. They listening, they watching, they doing everything. Just keep supporting us, man. We're going to keep pushing y'all great quality content, and there's nowhere else but up from here for the 3-point conversion. You dig?
I also want to thank my family and friends and beautiful wife, lovely children, aunties, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, grandparents, and hey, love family, let family know that you love them while they're still alive. Eat good, be safe today. I really do think they should have had a fight in Dallas. I don't see that's a big arena. You know what I'm saying? They had a couple of fights there, right?
Yeah, it's too big for that. It's Vegas, dog.
Yeah, okay. True.
Vegas, only place it could be.
Whatever, Jerry. I'm with you, dog. Forget that. I don't care what they say. I'm with you. So, yeah, man. I have a great weekend. Be safe. Y'all have a good day.
Peace.
Yo. You miss me. just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.